Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Thursday.
Yes.
Or some case, People's Fridays.
That's right.
Because you're closed tomorrow.
Faux Friday?
Faux Friday.
Faux Friday, Faux Friday. Yes, welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully everyone, all my U.S. peeps out there are getting ready for a nice 4th of July. I know we're going to be heading up camping. We're going to Devil's Den, so there'll be an episode out there. For those of you who don't know what that is, sneak peek, it is basically a giant cavern in the middle of Florida, in the middle of nowhere.
It's a sinkhole.
That's a sinkhole, but crystal clear water. You can scuba dive through it. You can snorkel in it. So we'll bring that to you here in the later episode. But you didn't come to hear me chat.
No, they came here to hear me.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
No, but yes. So welcome in. As you guys know, today's episode is a super, super important, cool episode. We have Seth from Carnival with us, but I've got him locked up in the basement right now because, as everybody knows, Coke is finally coming back and getting rid of that nasty sewer water that is Pepsi. And I told him that I wanted the Coke on the Vista before our cruise in a week and a half. And he had the audacity to tell me that that couldn't be done. So he's sitting in the corner contemplating, you know, the whole Coke Pepsi thing. And we'll see if he changes his mind when he comes up to talk to us.
Yeah, and then we'll let him come out.
Yes, but before we get started, we do want to welcome in a few peeps here, and then we will get this show on the road. We've got a couple of questions, but he's really here for you guys as well. So as you guys have questions, definitely pop them out there. Right now, it's kind of the know before we go because there's not a lot of information available really to anyone. They're keeping a lot of stuff hush-hush for the big reveal on the 19th. But let's get started. Would you like to press buttons or do you want to welcome people in?
I can do both.
Okay, you do that now.
First in is always...
Yo, Brooklyn in the house.
Eddie Lugo. Welcome in, Eddie.
Yep, happy 4th of July to everybody.
Yep.
Cruising in the high seas.
And travel. From the great north.
The king in the north.
Thanks for coming in, Rob, and I love to see you come in green. Hey, if anybody else wants to turn green, click that join button for the channel.
Canadian Family Life is in.
Whoop, whoop. What's up, Tiffany? Thanks for coming in.
CNS Travel is also here.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in, Sherman.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Got anybody else in the chatty chat? Everyone's saying hi to one another. I know we got about 12 people in the stream. There we go.
Yeah, it's near Lake Okeechobee.
Yep, that's exactly where it is. You skipped Liz.
Sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to skip you.
Liz! Hello. Welcome in. And CNS Travel. Wait, no, we already saw CNS Travel. That's your one.
Danny's in tonight.
Danny! We got another member in the house.
Woo-hoo.
And, of course, my silly song for Danny. Mel still shakes her head every time we play that.
I think it's hilarious.
And we got, oh my goodness, Chris is in the house. Welcome in, brother.
50% monster. 50%. Okay. Welcome in, bro.
Your brother's so weird.
I know.
He fits into the family perfectly. All right. Excellent. So
I can't green because I drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I drink Mountain Dew too. That's really the only Pepsi product. All right, guys. Well, so welcome in again as we go through. As we see more people, we'll welcome you in, and we are going to show you this as I go and check to see if Coke is going to be on the Vista or not. If Coke is on the Vista, then he'll be up on the screen with us. So, Seth, I hope
Coke's
you're
not
yes.
on the Vista, then we're going to bring our own.
All right, guys. So take a look at this, a quick highlight, and then we are going to get started with the 20 questions. Whoop, whoop. The man is here. He said he would try to get Coke on the Vista. That's A for effort. So he's allowed to continue tonight.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
How's it going?
thank you. It's going well. Again, thank you so much for agreeing to come on tonight.
Yep, we appreciate you giving up one of your afternoons for us.
Yes.
Oh, of course. I'd rather be locked in the devil's den though than in the basement where you had me.
Yes. I've looked at it for years and we've just never gone, and so we made it a point this summer to go check it out.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Can't wait to see your pictures in your video.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait either.
Well, let's get started.
Yeah, so
we have a lot to cover.
We do. We've got a couple more people that have come in, so we'll welcome them just really quick, and then we will definitely get started. So we have.
The man, the myth, the legend.
He's on a cruise right now, and he's still making time to come in. We appreciate you, Scott.
Yeah.
So, and then we got Marjorie Ambrosia. Thanks for coming in. And then Michael Adventures.
Hello there.
Welcome in.
And Coach
Zach.
FedEx.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And who else? Anybody else? Is that it?
I think that was.
I think that's it, right? Everyone's saying hi.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, great. So, yes, so we are ready to rock and roll. So, Seth, if you want to give everyone a quick introduction so they can get to know you, and then we will get started talking about this awesome new experience that we're going to see in the Bahamas.
Awesome. Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Seth Grunes, and I am the Business Development Director for the Tampa Bay area in Florida. So I work with our valued travel partners like Ryan and Mel. And I have been with Carnival for almost 19 years, working in a bunch of different roles, but most recently as the Business Development Director, and I wouldn't be anywhere else. I'm so happy to be able to support our travel advisors and all of you that support them as well. So a little bit about me. I'm from New Jersey. I live here in the Tampa Bay area. I have a dog. He goes camping. Maybe I'll see you at Devil's Den. And you don't expect me.
Nice.
And yeah, I love to cruise. So here I am.
Awesome. Yes, we really appreciate it. And yeah, we had a blast on when we did the Freedom ship inspection. And so it was like, awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I had a blast. All right, so Celebration Key, the big news.
And what is that?
What is that place?
I've never heard of it.
I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know what this is? But yeah, so this is the new exclusive destination that Carnival is getting ready to open here in a little over a week. Well, I guess 2 weeks technically. Our cruise is in a week, and then it's near the end.
It's the 19th, I think, right?
Uh-huh. Yes. So we know that this is different from the typical private islands, right? Because those are all self-contained. You get off the ship, you're there on the island. There's nowhere to go. So what really makes Celebration Key different, since it's technically based in the Bahamas on Grand Bahama Island?
Yeah, so it is being built. It's almost done. Like you said, it'll be ready in 2 weeks. It's being built on Grand Bahama Island. So it's about 20 miles east of Freeport. So if you've ever been to Freeport on a cruise, you've pretty much been here. But when you were here in the past, it was just a lot of nature. So we're building this as the first ever exclusive destination just for Carnival Cruise Line. So it's the first ever destination built just for us. So right now, 65 acres. We own about 300 plus acres of land, but we're developing just that 65 acres to start with that you see behind me. But it's going to be the newest destination in the Caribbean with the freshwater lagoons, the largest lagoons that there are at sea. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, seeing some of the pictures and some of the videos the travel agents got to see those lagoons, I can't wait to see it in person when we go there. They just look massive.
Yeah, huge.
So let's talk about the different neighborhoods then, because I know that was one of the keys is there's a lot of different areas. Some are adult only, some are adult friendly, but not necessarily only. Kids areas, things like that. So what can we look to expect with the different neighborhoods there?
Yeah, so there's going to be 5 different portals is what we're calling them. So the first one is when you walk off the ship and you go down that colorful promenade or walkway on the pier, you go through Paradise Plaza. So that's your welcome portal. And there's going to be a fountain. You'll have that arch with the sun, and you'll have the view of the 10-foot Sun Castle in the background, so that's going to be right there. There's an ice cream shop, all kinds of great things happening right there. Music. You can also just go right to the beach if you want. You don't even have to enter into Celebration Key. You can just go get your chair, play in the water. That's the first portal. Then if you go off to the right, if you're walking into Celebration Key, that's Starfish Lagoon. So that is our family-friendly portal. We're going to have, obviously, you see that large freshwater lagoon right there.
Yeah.
You've got the aquabanas. They're going to be 7 of them floating around their own private peninsula with the bar dedicated just for them. But Starfish Lagoon is our family-friendly portal. So anybody traveling with children or doesn't mind being around children, this is going to be a great place to hang out in the freshwater lagoon or the beach. We also have, we're going to talk about this probably later, but there's cabanas and villas that can be rented. There's going to be restaurants and snack shacks and food trucks. There's also Guppy's Grotto, which is great for the little ones. It has a splash pad. There's a 2-foot wading pool. So all kinds of fun that can be had here at Starfish Lagoon. Then one of our other portals is Calypso Lagoon, and this is our adult-friendly portal. Not adults only, but adult-friendly. So this is where we're going to have, again, more rentals of cabanas and villas and things like that. There's the other freshwater lagoon and access to the beach. So all of Celebration Key is going to have this mile-long, beautiful white sand beach right on the Atlantic Ocean. So if clients want to enjoy, swimming in the sea, they can do that, in the sand in the sea, or the freshwater lagoons, which I prefer. You don't get all sticky and covered in sand.
Right.
But Calypso Lagoon is going to be great. There's also going to be restaurants, food trucks there. There's some adult-only areas in Calypso Lagoon, like this, where we have a DJ on its own floating island where our adult guests can hang out. And by adults here, it's 18 and up. There's a swim-up bar. Obviously, to drink here, you have to be 21 or older. It's very important to note. But this is an adult-friendly area right there at Calypso Lagoon. Then we also have, I don't know what you're going to put up next, but Locono Cove. So
I have it somewhere.
He's got to find it.
I just got to find it.
Locono Cove is our retail portal, but it's also the gateway or the access to the rest of Grand Bahama Island. So if you've been to Celebration Key already a few times and you're looking to do something else, you can do a shore excursion that takes you out onto Grand Bahama Island, and you can do some other activities. Or if you just are one of those type of people that likes to explore like I do, you can leave Celebration Key and go see what else there is to do in Grand Bahama Island. But Locono Cove is also going to feature a lot of retail. There's coffee shops. There's some other little snack shacks in that area. But this is where you'll be able to experience the local Bahamian craft work. That is not it. But I'm going to talk about that next.
He's trying to navigate.
Getting a preview. You've seen everything.
I know, right? Sorry, it doesn't put the names up. There it is. There it is. I found it.
Locono Cove. So you get to see that beautiful sun castle in the background. But this is kind of to give you that opportunity if you wanted to do some shopping and maybe you didn't want to leave Celebration Key, you'll have all those Bahamian crafts right here, souvenirs to bring back home to your family. But I don't know if you're like me. I'm one of those people that if you didn't come on the trip with me, you're not getting a souvenir.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I buy stuff. So that's Locono Cove, one of the other portals. And then the last portal, the 5th one, is I saw like 12 pictures in there.
Yeah. Pearl Cove.
Pearl Cove. Yeah. So Pearl Cove Beach Club is our adults only portal. So this is again, adults only. There are 3 different packages that our guests can purchase to access Pearl Cove. There's the one for $99 where you get a welcome drink. You get to access this area. We have an infinity pool, 11,000 square feet right there along the beach. There's a beach there as well, just for the adults. There's that infinity pool. There's a swim up bar, umbrellas, lounges. There'll be day beds and things like that. And then there's a restaurant here too, a full service restaurant. So I mentioned 3 packages. We have the one that's $99, and then we have the second package is $139, I believe, and that allows you a welcome drink and a few other drinks. And then we have the last package that is $179 per person, $79.99. We had the change there, and that allows you to have access to Pearl Cove Beach Club, a welcome drink, open bar. But open bar, it's a 10 drink maximum. And there is the restaurant is included in that 3rd package. So those are the 5 portals. There's a lot of stuff to do, obviously.
Definitely. I know when we're there, we're going to try to enjoy some of it, but to bring everybody, as much of a tour as we can. So we'll be looking at every area.
We'll be walking the whole.
Because I want to see it all in person. It's going to be great when we're there.
So I don't know if everybody knows this, but I'm going to be there too the same day that you are. So I'm going to be watching to make sure you're getting all the content for them.
There you go. See, you're going to have somebody watching us. Everyone's going to be
I'll be filming for them. Yeah.
Okay. You'll be like, hey, you forgot this. Go do this.
Yeah. Get that palm tree. It's growing.
Okay. The palm tree right there. You're going to want to see it when it's full grown.
You will.
So awesome. So we had a lot of people sneak in as well. So let's welcome in a few more people, and then we'll see if there's any questions because I have seen a few pop up.
Law Jones is in.
So welcome in, Law.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Scratch and Pete.
Welcome in, Scratch and Pete.
Hello.
And then we got, I thought I saw Scratch in UK as well. Or Itching and Scratching in UA. Law Jones, Scratch and Pete. Scroll down.
I was looking for some questions too.
Okay. I did see one about how many ships currently would be allowed in port at a
Good question. And ask me questions because if you just tell me to talk, a lot of times I skip over things. So right now in the first phase, 2 of our larger ships, so 2 of our Excel class ships can fit there, and we are expanding. So we're already laying the framework for a second pier so that we will eventually be able to have 4 ships.
Cool.
But right now, in the first phase, just 2, and we expect to have about 2 million guests sail per year.
Right. Excellent. And then, welcome in Itching to Scratch from Wales across the pond. Welcome. Yeah, it's late there. So thank you for taking some time to come in and say hi. There we go. So that was your brother who was asking. Okay, cool. And then I'm assuming, I know we all speculate right now, but I'm assuming that either there's going to be an expansion before 4 ships are there at once in some point down the line, or is it already kind of set to accommodate 4 Excel class worth of guests at once?
So they're starting to lay the framework to build that second pier, but we won't actually start calling there until I believe the end of 2027 with 4 ships. And we might not have 4 ships there at one time, and probably not 4 Excel class ships because that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it could accommodate that. But keep in mind, I was saying that we just developed that 65 acres that you saw or you see behind me right now. We have all that other space to still develop down the line. So
true.
It could accommodate a lot of people.
Yeah, that was kind of what my thought process was. Build the pier first, get that taken care of, and then slowly expand so you've got the room for more and more ships. Yeah.
Build it and they'll come.
Build it the way they come.
Build it and they will come.
Did we say hi to Linda? I can't remember.
No, we have not said hi to Linda yet. Hey, Linda, thanks for coming in. Wait, Liz says haze for horses. You didn't finish it, though. I always say haze for horses. Aren't you glad you're a pig? And we already welcomed in Michael Adventures, right?
Yes.
Any other questions in there?
I didn't see any questions. You guys shoot your questions in.
Yeah, definitely let us know. All right, so what was next? We had...
How was the concept of Celebration Key developed? Where did the idea originally spawn from?
So we've been visiting the Bahamas for many, many years, probably since we started cruising back in 1972, sometime around there. But we thought, let's have a place. Obviously, it's a new destination, exclusive for Carnival, but let's make it a place that's a celebration of everything Carnival and the Bahamas. So what better place than this, where they had this space available? So it's going to be a celebration of all of that, Carnival and the Bahamas. So the beauty, the nature that you have there, the wonderful people. So that's kind of what the idea was behind that.
Awesome.
Let's see. Cruising on the High Siege Travels. He said he put a question in.
Did he? Let's scroll up and find it then. Just look for green. Wait. Slow down. Looking. Sorry.
There was a lot of people that came in, so.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries.
I'll look for his question.
Everybody.
First question. We'll keep going in. All right. So I know one of the things, and I know this has been out in the YouTube world and with some of our clients, they've been asking, and that was the difference between how the food and beverage package is going to work, since this is an exclusive destination and not a private island. So, people are used to going and having their drink package carry over or having an unlimited buffet all day long. And we had kind of talked about the reason behind the uniqueness in this. So if you could shed some light for everyone out there, I know those are the two hot topics that we're seeing a lot of questions on.
Yeah. So the drink packages, Carnival's drink packages don't work off the ships. We only have them operating on board the vessels. So we don't do it for like charters or our private destinations. So whether it's a private island like Half Moon Cay or Princess Cay, or a destination like a Celebration Key, we do not allow our drink package to be operated off the ship. That's for the drink packages. For the food, so since this is not a private island, we're not doing like Half Moon Cay and Princess Cay's where we bring the food off and have the complimentary buffet. So what we're doing here is two things. So we're offering Island Eats, which every single guest that visits Celebration Key is going to have that offer. It's going to be connected to their Sail and Sign account. So what it is it offers you either a complimentary meal at one of the fast food locations or the snack shacks or the quick restaurants, or 25% off a main entree at one of the full service restaurants, except for Proco Beach Club. It's not offered at Proco Beach Club. It's not offered at the ice cream shop or the coffee shop either. So every guest has that Island Eats offer that includes either that one complimentary meal or 25% off an entree. After that, of course, the food can be purchased. You can either use your Sail and Sign, or we're being told you can use cash in some places, maybe very limited, or your credit card. And of course, all of this is subject to change. They might make it easier for everybody. If they're not accepting cash, maybe they'll start. So we're going to have to see all those details as that comes to be. But just like when you go to Nassau and you're off the ship and you want to eat, you go to a restaurant. And if you don't want to pay to eat at a restaurant, you can walk back on the ship and have our Lido that's available for you, or whatever restaurants are open at the time. So it's going to be kind of like that. So you do get the Island Eats offer, or you can always go back to the ship and come back and forth as you please.
Yeah. And it makes sense because a private island is self-contained and you're able to just move it about. But since this is part of a main island, you've got all of the rules and regulations with fresh fruits and vegetables and all of that stuff in a port that is kind of hindering being able to offer that as well, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why it's a little bit different, because again, this is an exclusive destination on the island versus a private island where you have a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
So, and then
I don't understand his question. I found it though.
Yeah. So Rob would like to know one good reason why we should visit the new island.
And I have why I may not should.
And Rob's cruise, he's kind of, I know it's a sore subject, so we're not going to really get into the whole loyalty program changes. This is more with the island, but
yeah,
what's a good reason in general to go experience the new island? We'll look at that part of it.
I would say because it's like the video you showed at the beginning, you could do nothing. You could just hang out there and relax, or you could do all the different things that there are to do. So, all these different portals that you can experience. If you like the beach, there's the beach. If you don't like the beach, there's the lagoons. I would go just because it's brand new and no one's been here before. It's something that you can say you were one of the first people to be here, right? That's another reason. I love nature. I love walking. So I love to explore all the lush landscaping that the Bahamas typically has, see the different birds, all the different wildlife that you could see when you're here. And then we also are going to have some shore excursions too. So there's going to be water sports and different activities that you could do on the island. But mainly because it's brand new and we're so excited about this exclusive destination.
Shiny.
Yeah, I almost think I was just as we were talking about it, just popped in my head. It's almost like Amber Cove, but on steroids, because Amber Cove has the private pool with the little connected lazy rivers, the little zip line, and this would be that, but massive with all these different neighborhoods to enjoy.
Yeah. And you mentioned Amber Cove, like that's been one of my favorites. I love Amber Cove. And, with what we're calling this innovation itinerary, not only are we coming up with these new destinations, we have new ships coming out, new programs and things like that, but Celebration Key, Amber Cove, and Isla Tropical are part of what we're calling the Paradise Collection now. And if you don't know about Isla Tropical, that is what was formerly known as Mahogany Bay off the coast of Honduras at Roatan Island. So that is going to be revamped. We're adding a swimming pool there. I know we're talking about Celebration Key today, but all of these make up the beautiful Paradise Collection. So we're really excited about that as well.
So this is the first of many.
Yes.
To expect.
Nice.
All right, Sales Stillwater came in real quick.
Welcome in. And did we have any other questions?
I'll keep looking if you want to keep us moving.
So we already talked about that. I guess I don't know if you know this one, but why was the decision made to do the concept there on Grand Bahama versus looking for another private island to purchase and make it an island Celebration Key versus part of Grand Bahama?
I don't really know the answer behind that with the itinerary development, and that we have like a whole team of people at our headquarters that looks at these destinations and they plan these, and some of these are in the works for many years, negotiating with the governments, so that's probably part of it as well. But we have a lot of guests that visit Freeport, and I've always enjoyed my time in the Bahamas, but we hear from our guests that they're looking for something new, something more exciting, and this space was available. We were able to make the agreement with the Bahamian government, but we're also offering an opportunity for the local people to have jobs and to create income and sustainability for their home.
That's cool as well. I guess one thing that just came to mind, I didn't send this question to you ahead of time. I know with some other lines that have opened up little peninsulas and all of that, it was open to some of the locals to come in as well. This one is just exclusive for people on Carnival, right? So there's not like day passes anyone can get to come in or anything like that, to your knowledge?
As far as I know, there's no day passes. I know for sure for our guests that are maybe already on Freeport, maybe they're on another Carnival ship that's still docking at Freeport, or you might be on somebody else, which I don't know why. I'm just kidding. But you might be on the island. Maybe you flew there, right? But there's no day passes. So the only way to access Celebration Key that I know of for right now is by ship on a Carnival cruise.
Okay.
Could that change in the future? Maybe for the locals on the day where there's not a ship, maybe they will, because we're doing something like that in Grand Turk where people can come and visit. But I haven't heard anything like that for Celebration Key yet.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, let's.
I'm going to say hi to Embarkation Nation.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Sorry, getting the.
Hello.
She gave me her bronchitis. Plus, somehow I got 2 ear infections.
I didn't
Go figure.
I didn't give that to him.
That's not good.
I know, right? Especially with us trying to snorkel this weekend, but we're going to persevere.
Yeah.
I think we already saw that. Anybody else come in? Oh, wait, we got Hats on a Mission that came in.
Oh, there we go.
Do you want to banana? Feel it down and go.
Welcome in, Jeremy. I'm sure Cheryl's looking over her shoulder somewhere as well. And then High Country Homestead. Australia. It's like the middle of the morning for you.
Hello.
Like early morning. Thanks for coming in.
I want to go there.
I know, right?
Carnival has some good ships going there.
We do. Somebody has to help me get there.
Oh, you know what? This is a good question, and I don't know if you know the answer because I'm seeing so many even on the Carnival Facebook page. So if you have a Cheers package and you use your sign-in sale card to get the drink on the islands, when you get back on the ship, do those drinks count towards your maximum 15 per day and basically, make your drink package obsolete for the rest of the day when you're back on the ship?
So I haven't seen anything official about this, but I would have to guess that it does not count towards the Cheers package because the Cheers package is not operated off the ship. So Cheers is on board, so you have your 15 drinks, and then whatever you have on Celebration Key is whatever you have on Celebration Key.
Right.
But keep in mind that our staff is, what's the word I want to say, able to, at their discretion, decide if they need to
slow down.
let somebody on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen it a couple of different ways. I've seen your explanation for some people in the forum. I've seen we don't have an official statement yet, we've seen, yes, it does affect it. And then we've seen others, well, if you pay cash on the island and you don't use your sign and sell card, then it doesn't affect you back on the ship. So, yeah, I know that's still something that a lot of people want clarified. So hopefully there'll be some sort of official announcement within 2 weeks. So
Yeah, hopefully we find out more, right?
Yeah,
We're all kind of learning as we go.
go.
I see the other question there.
Yes.
So how long are the stays? I'm guessing, Chris, that you're asking how long does the ships typically stay in port, maybe?
So he's basically saying, like, how long are you there? Because 179 for the Pearl Cove. You know, are you there for a full 8 hours? Or I'm assuming it can vary depending on where it is in the itinerary.
That's exactly right. So it depends on which ship is there, where it's leaving from, because we are going to have sailings. There's from 20 different ships visiting. So from Gulf Coast, from Texas, all the way up to the East Coast of the country, there's going to be a lot of different ships. There's over 1,400 itineraries. So, to get there from Texas, Galveston, New Orleans might take a little bit longer, but getting there from Miami or Port Canaveral, we'll be able to stay there longer because it's right there. So it all varies depending on the itinerary, how long you're there.
Makes sense.
All right, another question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good question. That was actually one of my questions I hadn't gotten to. So I'm glad you asked that, Larry.
So yes, so we are, as a brand, Carnival's inclusive. We welcome everybody, whether it's different cultures, different abilities or disabilities. So we still have to find out more, like we keep saying, when we're there, we'll see, but it will be accessible. So it's not all sand, like you see in this picture right here. There are pathways and there should be cement areas. This is more sand. More sand.
More
but
sand.
But
also
more sand. Oh, there's water, but there should be. It is accessible, so there will be areas that are accessible for anybody in a wheelchair or scooter.
Yeah,
there's a perfect picture.
Yeah, I was going to say you can kind of see the rendering. All that up there by the pools are probably someplace that you can stand.
Do you know what those water slides are called? Do you know what those water slides are? So these are our signature water slides here. And they are named after the national bird and the national fish of the Bahamas. So the pink one is flash flamingo. So that is the national bird, the flamingo. Like that's why one of the restaurants is also named Mingo's.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. There's Mingo and Mingo's Express. And then the blue one is the blue mock marlin 3, which is the national fish. So like a marlin, you go fast down that slide.
That's good.
They're 350 feet long.
Cool. And I think I saw something recently that there are a couple of water slides, and 2 were free and 2 were like $19 or something for all day. The racing slides or something. Or
so we only have these 2. Yeah, we only have these 2 slides here, and we just saw that the shore excursions opened and they're available for $14.99 or something, $14 for unlimited access the whole time you're there.
Right. Okay. Knew there was something like that.
Is there an elevator to keep going up, or you have to keep walking up?
You have to be able to take the stairs. Yeah, you have to keep going.
That's the worst part.
That's okay. Every time I go down a water slide, I get water in my nose and I can't breathe, so I'm just done with it.
Oh, I know what you mean. I did the one in Amber Cove, and it was so fast I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. Oh, here's another good one. So what happens and what is planned for Celebration Key if it starts,
raining or the weather,
heavy raining or weather?
I think if it's just like any other itinerary, if it's raining, we're still going to go there. If it's like a terrible storm and we can't dock, safety is always our number one priority for our guests, our crew, and the people of the places we visit. So if weather doesn't allow us to dock, we'll probably have to go to sea. If it's just raining, we're probably going to still dock, and then guests have the option if they want to get off the ship or not.
Right.
Fortunately, we can predict a lot of things, but the weather's a tough one.
Yeah. And I'm sure renderings don't do it justice. We'll have to see, okay, are there tarps that are put up? How many umbrellas are there? What kind of enclosed space is there?
Right. There are some indoor spaces. Like right here, you're looking at the game pavilion and the sports court. So the game pavilion is covered. Some of the restaurants will be covered. There's cabanas. There's other covered areas that will be here. So it all depends. And just like the Caribbean and Florida, the weather can change in an instant. So we had terrible thunder when I first started the meeting with Mel and Ryan.
And we have it.
And then you have it. And now I look outside and the sun is shining, even at 7:40 p.m.
Yeah.
So it changes so fast, you never know.
So
Jet
speaking of,
skis.
speaking of the sports and the entertainment, jet skis.
I didn't see if jet skis specifically were going to be offered for rental, but there are like paddle boards and kayaks and things like that. And
Some
I don't know,
motorized.
but there's probably jet skis somewhere on Grand Bahama Island, if not at Celebration Key.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like some of the short excursions, and normally there are jet skis available.
There's a
but
Jeep
I can't remember.
Yeah.
excursion too.
We have
So
some information on there. Let's see. So
Sorry.
for adventure, there's off-road ATVs. We have kayaking. There's Jeep, glass bottom, snorkeling. I don't see anything with jet ski though, but it could.
Okay.
There could be.
Right. Oh, here we go. So Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts. I know they look at John Held's page every single day with all the questions that were asked. So Gussy's saying that if you use your credit card and not your sign and sale card, then it shouldn't count against your 15 drinks back on the ship. But again, hopefully there'll be an official, clear announcement on exactly what the process will be.
And those of you
in Australia.
Okay.
And those of you who follow John, you know that he says things that sometimes we have no idea about.
Yes.
Sometimes he says things before we know they come to be true. So it's very well possible that that's the answer, but we don't know officially yet.
Right. Yeah. And then Liz said he didn't say the same for the sign and sale. Okay.
Okay.
So they, like I said, Liz and Chris are monitoring his chats like every single day for the most important ones. So good to know. Thanks for popping that in there. All right, what do we got for Eddie?
Eddie's asking if he has his own pop with him. It's not pop, it's Coke, Eddie. It's a Celebration Key.
He's from Northern. Those weird people up north, like in New Jersey and New York.
Listen, I'm from New Jersey. We don't say that. We say soda. I thought it was pop up, like a pop-up tent or something like that. Was the question about bringing it to Celebration Key or still bringing it on the ship?
His own Coke in, because you can bring your Coke on board to the ship.
But can you take it off the ship?
Probably not, because they would follow whatever the guidelines are. Like if you got off the ship in Freeport or Nassau, because it's another country, we usually don't allow bringing beverages on and off like that.
Yeah. So that's a good.
So no, I would say probably not.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boats in.
Welcome in, Angie. Thanks for coming in.
You didn't give her.
I thought that was the answer.
You didn't give her.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Sorry, I didn't. Yes, I neglected my pushing duties. Excellent.
Could sing too.
Do we have another? Oh wait, no, that's Eddie's same thing. Wait, what is Liz saying? Pull up hers. More. There you go. So believe it or not, we don't drink as much on private islands. Ha! Yeah.
You're not worried about the count. Eddie says no pineapple slides.
No pineapple slides.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know what kind of drinks we'll have there.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll have any kind of tropical. So Michael said he's quit drinking years ago. I know, yeah, Eddie doesn't drink anymore. There's a lot of people who
soda pop
kind of give it up. But
Coke is Coke. Pepsi is Pepsi. So
no, everything is Coke. Everything is Coke.
If you're from Louisiana, I think that's true.
Yeah, he lives outside Atlanta. He needs to start calling it Coke.
I know, right? You're right outside the Coke factory, a couple of miles up the road from
Coke is back, baby.
I know. I can't wait. I love Coke.
Okay, that's up our chat.
Okay,
that's it.
So, we're caught up with the chat. So let us talk through some of these pictures that we.
Yeah, I was going to say pictures of the villas.
Yeah.
Does everybody know what Locono means?
No, I don't.
It means the people. So it's called Locono Cove, that retail shop that we talked about, or the retail area, the portal,
right,
for the Lucayan people, which were some of the first inhabitants of this land in the Bahamas. So
nice.
Pays homage to them, the people.
I like it. Well, thanks for coming in. You get to buy now.
Fun stuff.
Okay, bye.
But thanks for stopping by before you went out to work on the farm there, High Country Homestead.
Now we have a
So-
Coke conversation going on. Now.
I know. Now we have a Coke conversation. All right. So yes. So we'll start with some of the pictures. Again, a lot of this is rendering because there's really not a lot of live pictures. It's still under
So if
construction.
you want to see
People are not
live
there.
pictures, you have to tune in because we might do an actual live from
Ooh.
Celebration Key.
Yep, and walk around in addition to grabbing a regular one. So okay, so this one was the Starfish Lagoon.
Yes.
And these were the aquabanas that you were talking about near the very beginning with the bar that's right around it.
Right. So these are cool. There's going to be 7 of them. So this is accurate, even though the people there are not real. There's going to be table and seating for 8 people on each one of these aquabanas. And I think it's also important to note that they will be attached to the peninsula, because I've had people asking me, what if they start floating all around the lagoon? It's like, no, that's not going to happen. Or what if they flip over? They're attached here, but they are floating on the water. There's also steps or like easy access to get in and out of the lagoon if you want to go for a swim and then get back in your cabana. The bar's right there. There's a hard table so you can put drinks on it or your bag, your phone, whatever you have with you. And I mentioned it is up to 8 people at each of these.
Nice.
And those can be rented for the time you're there. I believe starting at like, I don't know the price. I can't say that. I was gonna say there's some rentals that start at one.
A couple of hundred is sticking in my head, but I can't remember exactly how much.
There are like day beds that start at $149, but I think these are a little bit more than that.
Yeah. So welcome in, Cruising Complete. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello there.
All right. So next up for bid, this was
The day bed.
Calypso. I think it's wait.
Pro Cove.
Seth talked to.
Yeah.
This is Pro Cove.
Oh yeah, Beach Club. Yeah, Pro Cove Beach Club day bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can tell by the pink and white umbrellas.
So the
pink,
color pink.
girl. Yeah.
Oh.
So there will be day beds. So we don't have a lot of details about like the rentals here, but there are those day beds. So obviously in this area you have to be 18 or older, 21 to drink. But those can be rented. I think they're anywhere from like $149 to $249 for the day beds, depending where they are in Celebration Key. Sorry, I don't have the exact pricing, but it is on our website under shore excursions, or they can reach out to you.
Yeah. So yeah, Linda, this is Celebration Key. So this is a brand new exclusive destination just outside of Freeport, Bahamas for Carnival, and it's opening on July 19th. So Seth is here very kindly ahead of time. We're talking about kind of what we know. And then Mel and I are on the Vista, and we're the first in that first group of guests who are going to be there on the 19th. And then Seth is going to be there traveling as well. So then we're going to have a post-production show and come back and talk about what we actually experienced there too. So yeah, we're kind of getting a heads up on this new location.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
People want to know how deep the water is. I don't know. I know 2-foot wading pool for the kids, but the freshwater lagoons, I don't know the depth quite yet.
All right.
We might still be filling it with water.
Right.
They're
So I
huge.
think these are more
Day beds.
More day beds.
And so even in the other areas where like Calypso Lagoon and Starfish Lagoon, there'll be day beds that are on the beach and by the lagoon. So we have a lot of rentals that are like that. So depending which side of the portal you're on, but also there's going to be some that are 18 and older. So it kind of gives you that quiet space.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this one was labeled as the
Super
Calypso
Villa.
Lagoon Super Villa.
Yeah, so the super villas are the largest. There are 4 of them, 2 in Starfish Lagoon and 2 at Calypso Lagoon on the beach. And they can accommodate up to 10 guests. So 8 are included in the rental, and then 2 are at an additional cost. So if you have 8 people, that want to split it, and then 2 more want to come, the 2 more are going to be an additional cost. You can see it's covered. It has the privacy curtains. There's a ceiling fan. There's no air conditioning because that would be pointless, right? But we do have the fans there. There's a locking cabinet. There's should be a little fridge or cooler. We'll have fresh. Yeah, there will be a fridge. There's fresh fruit, lunch delivery. There's a dining table for 8. There's a bar, hammocks, chairs outside, loungers. So these are the ultimate experience when you're here. If you're looking for something private.
Yeah. We've had nothing this big, but we have had a cabana at a few other locations, and it's definitely nice. That ceiling fan just helps the air move. So even if it is hot, that little bit of air movement makes a whole lot of difference out there.
Right. So these will be great.
Yep. I guess this is a good question. I don't know. Is the Freeport going to be closed or anything?
No, we actually still have a few sailings that we'll call on Freeport, and there's other lines that visit Freeport as well. So I believe they'll still be in operation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they said, looks like it might be 4 feet. He'll survive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because a lot of them are not going to go too deep. Because then you start getting into concerns with, drowning if you can't touch the bottom and stuff like that.
I would imagine like chest to waist deep, depending on where you are. Oh, did you have a picture of the swings bar?
Let me take a look and see if there was one in the renderings.
What area is that in?
It will be in Calypso Lagoon. If not, I'm going to tell you about it. So I said there's a swim up bar. It was kind of near where the DJ, like maybe you have it in that area.
I'll take a look and see.
More day beds and more villas. Oh, then these are the overwater villas.
Yeah.
Over the lagoon. That's cool. Look at the slide that goes right into the lagoon.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the water beds. You can rent those. So not this one. That's a swim up bar at the DJ. I can't remember all the names of them. That is Lagoon Beach.
There it is.
This one, yeah. So this is
it right there.
Bar. So we're debating right now if there's like 40 or 50, but there's a lot of swings. So our guests, all of you listening, can swim up to this area, hang out, sit on those swings, and have your drink, whether it's water or iced tea or some kind of frozen cocktail. So that's the swings bar right over that lagoon at Calypso Lagoon. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Everybody who doesn't like a swing.
I love swings.
And then Chris is saying these are all price per day because you're not going to stay overnight or 24 hours or anything like that, at least not at this point, right?
Right. So we don't have any plans to be there overnight. So yeah, all the prices will be per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not per hour. Can you imagine $800 per hour to have that super villa?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it'll be per day.
Yeah, I need to know this question.
I was like, I need to know this.
I need to know this too.
Yeah, iced coffee. I don't know. There's a coffee area in Locono Cove.
I assume they're going to be, if they're a good coffee shop, they're going to have cold brew.
Oh, yeah. It's Suncastle Grounds located in Locono Cove. It will serve hot, cold, and frozen coffees along with snacks.
Yes.
There you go. Hallelujah.
Spike coffee.
Raise the roof. I get
spike coffee too?
You can spike your coffee, I'm sure.
You could probably take your coffee,
Yeah. Order a shot of whatever.
Yeah.
Pop it in. Give me a black Kraken rum. Throw it in my coffee.
Or Bailey's.
If
it's morning.
So excellent questions. All right. So we kind of shot through. Okay. So these are all, we already saw those.
The DJ.
That one. And then this is one of the beach areas.
Sorry.
Yes. There's the swings bar.
This
is also, I haven't seen this. Oh, yes, I have. This is more day beds or beds they're water beds, I guess, because they're in the water. So those can be rented. That's the other side of the swim up bar where the DJ is, where that sun is in the middle, where the DJ's performing on that kind of island. So that's Calypso Lagoon.
Very cool.
It's a newer picture. This is another example of the super villa with the slide. Of course, a rendering. So some pictures the slide is blue, some it's red, some there's teal, some there's blue. And the sun castle, the 10-story sun castle, that's like the signature, I guess, iconic image that you're going to see when you walk in. It's not really that yellow. It actually looks like sand from some of the renderings. That
and how tall is it again? 10 stories?
10 stories. So what's 100 feet ish?
Yeah, ish. Yeah. This is, I think, one of the food areas now.
Yeah, this is the captain's food hall, the captain's galley food hall. So this is one of the full service restaurants that is in Calypso Lagoon. Actually, I may be wrong. Starfish Lagoon. I told you I don't know all the names. There's so many. Let's see. That's Captain's Galley Food Hall, and that is in Starfish Lagoon. I should tell by the little kid running around.
So the cost for the water slides, I think it was $14.99. I believe is what you said earlier, Seth.
I think that's what. Yeah, that just came out yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's
Just
more
for the whole
14.
day, too, I think.
Yeah, unlimited.
And a lot of the prices I see have been fluctuating based on customer feedback, because I know that there were some things that were a little higher, and then after some feedback, it got like the pool noodles. I know that was
I saw that too.
like
They were 20
$20,
now they're
and people are like,
10.
"Are you crazy?" And then they're like, "Okay, $10."
Yeah, it's the
So-
same with like when we introduce bolts. Like, will there be a charge? Will there not be a charge? If there is a charge, how many times can you go around on the roller coaster? So I think a lot of these things, when they're new, we kind of have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
And like I
everything's
said,
subject
once
to
we're
change.
there, the post being there, I'm sure we'll have a lot more detailed information, because we'll be able to see it in person and answer a lot more.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe you can find me. Maybe I can jump in live for like 5 minutes or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Coffee's my blood type
coffee's
too.
blood type, yes, I'm with you. And
So
then
yeah, that Captain Galley that you're showing there, that's gonna have burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, pizza, Mediterranean bowls, tacos, and burritos.
Oh, nice.
awesome burritos.
Taco.
Well, you said it, Seth, so you're not aware
Uh-oh.
of this, but people in my our video group know this, so you're just gonna have to watch this for a second.
Chicken burrito. Chicken burrito. Chicken burrito. Chicken burrito. Burrito.
That started
That's your
as
It's like a good
I
inside
can't even
joke.
remember how it started. It was on the live show. They were talking chicken burritos. I send them stuff for their morning show, and I did that. And then everyone else started sending videos in. And then I did like a remix with Eddie Lugo and made him like Max Headroom, where he was like chicken burrito. I don't know. I don't know why it blew up the way it did, but it did.
Well, then I'm glad I can contribute to the fun.
Yes.
I told you we were pretty casual.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you would know on this, but I guess it's not related to the island. But does Carnival Cruise Line have a deal with American Airlines?
No.
So
We work with all the airlines, so we with our Fly to Fun program, it's all the major airlines. They participate in whatever we're able to offer to get to our home ports.
cool. I've seen that with most areas too. You can just find whoever works better. I
Oh,
think-
this one, you're
Yeah.
testing me by the pictures. Okay, this is Mingo's. Or no, that's also Captain's
I
Galley
think
Food Hall.
the
The same
captain.
one we just saw.
There's a different area, just the inside of the captain's area.
Yeah.
And then this one, the next one is an overall rendering, just with the ship.
Yes.
dock.
One of our Excel class ships. So you're looking at the Starfish Lagoon on this side. It should be.
Why did they pick the Vista to be the first ship? It was just a random luck of the draw.
Maybe just like the itinerary planning, what was available.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
See, everyone does it now.
Chicken burrito. Well, rooster chicken burrito.
Yes, rooster chicken burrito. So there's another kind of overview. So you can see with the renderings, there are definitely a lot of cabanas that are all kind of
Yeah.
sprinkled around there. And this place
And
just
still-
looks massive. Just looks
Still a
massive.
lot of trees. Like even if we get there and we see there's not all that lush landscaping yet, it will grow back.
Right.
So we planted a lot of trees. I saw something about like working with the local Bahamian to do something about tree planting. There was something we just announced.
Nice. Very nice.
I can't keep up. We have so much to talk about. Island Eats.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's the food trucks. So this would be, if I remember correctly, Island Eats can work at almost every one of the food stations out here.
Well, not at all of them. You have to pick one.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Yes, it's one time, but the food trucks, you can choose one of the food trucks, I believe.
Yes. So it would be this is in Calypso Lagoon. There's also in Starfish Lagoon. So there's self-ordering kiosks. These are just quick grab like a hamburger, fish sandwich, or salad, very casual. So that, and then the menu there will tell you which item is complimentary.
Complimentary. Okay.
Yeah, it'll say it on the menu. Let's see. I was laughing to myself, if you noticed, because my dog is telling me that it's time to stop working.
Oh.
He's over here
He's-
growling at my legs.
Too, so I had to pick her up. She was whining.
Yeah, they're funny. He's over here kind of low growling at me, telling me it's time to be done.
I was gonna say, it is
Well,
almost.
Yeah, we told you we wouldn't keep you too long, so
No, you're okay. I was just going to read this. It was in one of our press release.
Sure.
So our Carnival executives were down there visiting the site, and they helped team members there plant palm trees from Plant a Tree, which is a community engagement program launched last year to preserve the nature of Grand Bahama. So they're replanting thousands of native trees across the property. About 1,000 sable palms were saved and replanted. So pretty cool.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Very
Giving
nice.
back to the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The environment.
Definitely. So he likes Black Russians. Okay. Kind of a coffee. Start reverting to, are you?
Start reserving cabanas.
Yeah, no, there's not really like an all access free ticket carte blanche of everything available. So that I do remember. It's certain areas and certain activities.
And then there's
Rob says thanks for answering the question about AA. He had a problem with his bags getting lost by AA, so he tries to avoid them. And it was his tech bag. So he's a vlogger who went on a cruise and had no equipment to record.
That's not good.
Well, Linda's new. She's never cruised before, and she's got a question.
Oh yeah.
So Linda, this is like any other port. It's not going to be extra. It's going to be part of your cruise fare.
Yeah.
So you can technically go there and don't spend any money, right?
Exactly.
There's like 3 things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually there's going to be areas that have first come, first serve chairs and umbrellas. And then should you wish to get a better accommodation, then it's available to rent for the day.
Right. It's just going to be
Right.
like any other port.
Yep. And that's quite all right. I mean, that's why we're all here. So definitely ask away. Oh, Vicky's in. Thanks for coming in, Vicky. Coming in green.
She likes Black Russians too. I guess I need to try that.
Yeah. I think it's basically chocolate milk and vodka.
Okay.
I think is what it is.
How have I not had that before?
I don't know.
I like both of those.
No, Liz got in trouble with White Russians.
No, I've had White Russians.
Yeah. CME. Welcome in.
Hello.
Oh, they're on the Carnival Mardi Gras at
Oh,
Chabal,
look at
one of
that.
our favorite places. Please tell me that you guys had the blood orange margaritas.
Those were good.
They are amazing at Chabangs. But thanks, Kurt and Marsha. Do a pole dance for me. I promise I'll give you guys a super chat when you come back. So record some new pole dances.
Whoa.
I know. That's their little thing to say thank you, and he dances on poles. So, yeah.
Okay.
Now I know.
Yep. I think at one point she talked him into dancing on a handicap sign in the parking lot while they were traveling to a cruise. Like I said, we're casual and super weird.
You only live one life.
That's right. That's right. This is the shopping area you were just talking about earlier, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
and I just pulled up. So we recently had 26 Bahamian business owners sign contracts to operate here. So, like I said, it's local people that are supporting. We're supporting them, and all the visitors to this island are supporting them as well. So we'll have their crafts, all the things that they sell. We even have a Effie shop that'll be here. So the 26 business owners have to do with the food, the drink, the retail, all of that stuff that's here. So
That's awesome.
pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got to hold the show for a minute. We have a new member.
Oh, cool.
Thank you, Sherman.
Hey, guess what, babe? Guess what?
What?
We have a new member right there, right there.
Welcome to the madness.
Yes. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member of PK Adventure Travel.
Yep. Yep, you get some weird stuff like this.
Thank you.
And yes, that was a Carnival ship.
Was it?
No, it wasn't.
I know that.
Yeah. We'll record some more definitely on the Vista.
Yeah,
You've
well,
got to edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out because this is all Carnival. So.
Yeah, when we
Sorry about that.
when we get in Celebration Key, we'll actually record stuff for our
Oh
members.
yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So yes, we definitely appreciate it, Sherman. Thank you so much. So, all right, I know we're near the end of our time. Oh, this is Mingo's. This got to be because I see a Mingo floating in the ceiling there.
Yeah, in the inner tube.
Yes,
The inflatable
what
tube.
it
Yeah.
looks like.
And if you look closely, you'll see like a lot of like on surfboards and all.
Oh
of the
yeah,
signs.
I see that
Yeah.
now. That's
Yeah.
cool. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
that person. That's going to
What
be
is-
a cool
What is
atmosphere.
that behind the bar? Is that like
A person making a drink.
no?
What do you
I'm
mean?
trying to see.
I'm
what
just
is
kidding.
that?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a shelf of booze
Oh,
or
okay.
something
I didn't
like
know
that.
if it was like.
Oh yeah,
It's just
smooth.
rendering shelf of booze.
Okay.
just
And
a rendering.
Mingo's.
That's a bar.
So, And then there's an overview. Oh, this was the entrance you were talking about at the very beginning.
Paradise Plaza, yes. So the colorful promenade, and then like I said, you could just go right to the beach. If you
that's
like,
cool.
maybe people have been here like 7 times and they don't want to do all the stuff inside it. They just want to go to the beach or whatever. So they can do that, or they can enter into Celebration Key, into Paradise.
Very nice.
That's Pearl Cove.
Pearl Cove again.
Because now I see the pink.
Yep.
I know what to look for.
And the logo's on there too. It's really small.
Yeah.
Pearl Cove Beach Club.
And I think these
That's
are
the
the ones we
restaurant.
saw a little bit earlier. Yeah, we saw these a little bit earlier.
The pool
More
again.
Pool areas.
The pool again. The Aquabanas, like pretending
And
you're
that's a
in
little
together
closer up. Yeah, a little closer up for the Aquabanas.
with Tom and Debbie.
Yeah.
So there's the beach when you like first walk in, or is that a different part?
This is off. Ooh, I don't see the dock, but based on where the sun castle is, I think this is
Further back.
I think it's saying starfish. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The rest of these are all pretty much starfish.
They just maybe forgot to render in the pier and the ship. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah,
That I
these
don't
are-
know. I don't know which beach that is.
all of these are listed, at least from the files from Carnival that I downloaded. They're all listed as starfish.
Okay.
So all of this, and I think we saw these a little bit earlier.
Yep. It's hard to tell the perspective of like where the sun castle is.
Yeah. So yeah, these are.
And that's the Guppy's Grotto with the splash pad for the kids and the 2-foot wading pool, and then water squirts out, and there's a lot of shaded areas for the adults or the caretakers to sit and watch the kids play.
Very nice. The pickleball, because that's really taken off.
We're gonna play.
I think we're gonna try it.
Try it.
We have 4 days at sea. We're gonna try it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're in a spa suite as well, so we're gonna be able to enjoy the thermal suite.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're gonna come back all refreshed and rejuvenated.
Yep.
We hope.
And I think this is the last one. This is one of this one.
This
was
is
labeled as
Gills, I believe.
sausage or something.
Gills, maybe. Let's see.
It says surf and sauce barbecue and brews.
Surf and sauce. I don't know. Do I even work here?
It looks like
So-
there's a grill in the back. So it looks
Yeah.
like maybe
Yeah, it's surf and sauce barbecue and brews in Calypso Lagoon. So that's a full service restaurant. They do have the outdoor smoker. There's going to be sauces and sides, full service bar, and then craft beer from local Bahamian breweries.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, cool.
And this would be what? Probably one of the 25% off with
Yes.
streaming?
It's the full service.
Okay.
So you know where we're going to eat yet?
I'm thinking maybe this barbecue place with some local Bahamian brew.
Oh, I was looking at a place a couple pictures back.
Mingos?
Yeah.
Mangoes.
Okay, well, it'll either be barbecues or
Mingo.
Mingos.
Well, you could each eat somewhere different, right? Like you could accompany her while she
Right.
eats the mangoes and then maybe share. I don't know if you get in trouble. Maybe we should not say that out loud. It's not like the drink package. Like, are you allowed to have one of her comforters?
Right.
We're going to have to wrap up soon because my camera's going to die. So
Oh, yeah, we just got a notification. That's okay. I think we're pretty much to the end here. Let me see if there was anything else. I mean, we actually already talked about working with the local Bahamians.
we talked about the future of the port,
Yeah.
and we talked about working with the community, like you said, and the long-term version, the drink package. I think we covered the basics that we're trying to look at.
Yeah. So I think to wrap it up, since we don't know 100% anything until we get there on the 19th, but with what you know of what we should expect, what would be your don't miss seeing this when you go to Celebration Key?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that.
The
So
one
since we
thing-
don't know what's there yet.
We don't know there, but you need to tell me what we can't miss.
what are you going to do to make sure you don't miss?
I feel like if you're going to be taking pictures, like if you want to have that Instagram moment, right? That selfie, the sun castle for sure. You want that in the background. You want people to see that and be jealous that you're there and they're not. And we're not talking about the viewers. I want the viewers to be there too and like have all their friends jealous.
Yes.
So they're there.
And
But
you can
also
call
that-
us to book your vacation.
Yes.
yes, I was going to say that too, but I didn't know how you did that part. So, so that, and then also that sun arch when you come in through Paradise Plaza. There's also a fountain. It's a Bahamian themed fountain. We didn't show that. I don't know if we have a picture of that yet, but there's a fountain which is pretty cool when you walk through that arch. So I would say that. Can I see it behind me? It's like somewhere like there.
There, maybe.
Yeah. I would say definitely see that. Maybe get some palm trees.
Cool.
Yeah. Check it all out.
We'll make sure we get that picture and we'll put it on our YouTube and
Yeah.
or Facebook and Instagram.
For when new members join your channel.
Yes. Yes. That way we have a plethora depending on which cruise line we're talking about, because we do talk
Wait,
about
there are other cruise lines out there?
Yeah, unfortunately,
There
sorry.
No, there's no other cruise.
Not tonight, though. Carnival is the only cruise line that exists tonight.
Perfect. Thank you. That's always on my mind. No.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Well, thanks again for taking time out of your busy day and coming on the show tonight. So does anybody have any last questions before we wrap things here for the day?
Because the dogs are getting impatient.
Yep, all the dogs are getting impatient.
Yeah, you could tell, right? I keep like telling him.
Yeah, I tell her almost.
Well, I know what my dog wants because I saw what time it is. He gets a treat.
Treat.
Time every night, and he knows when it's past that time.
Yep. Well, that sounds about like her. All right. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and shut this down. If you want to hang on just for a few minutes, we'll talk just for a real quick before we go. But I'm going to go ahead and shut things down today. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. Again. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, there, that way. I forgot. I'm not.
On mine, you're this way.
Yeah. Wait. There we go.
Okay.
So thank you guys again so much. Next week's episode is going to be our last scheduled live, because when we're on the Vista, it's going to be pop-up lives. And we're going to be talking with Lucia and Glenn from Life with Lucia and Glenn. They just came back from a Japan cruise and also some land-based European vacation. So we're going to be chatting with them next week. So come back to see that. But as always, thank you guys so much for stopping by tonight. And we will see you
on the scenic route.
Night, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.